All right, I'm here. I'm back. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to another quick review. I've seen it. Today we're talking about Superman, the latest James Gunn film, and the official start to the new DC universe. And oh my god, I wasn't originally going to make a quick review, at the very least, not now, because I wanted more time to take everything in. Because while this movie is short, without the credits, it's like just a tiny bit under 2 hours. I think it's hour 58. With credits, I think it's like 2 hours and 2 hours 9 minutes, something like that. But it is short. But there's a lot going on. There's a lot of things in this movie. There's a lot to unpack. But the reason why I wanted to do this is A, get ahead, and B, because one of the things I love about quick reviews is just getting on, getting my microphone, and just rambling and just getting my thoughts out there. So I'll definitely make another quick review on this movie. Honestly, it might be at the end of the week. I might just make a quick review on this movie at the end of the week, right? Just to get my full thoughts on it, right? But maybe we'll do a spoiler quick review. That'll be fun. But yeah, today we're talking about Superman. This movie is amazing. It's phenomenal. It's everything that I wanted. I this morning went back and watched the first two Christopher Reeve Superman movies. We don't need to talk about the third and the fourth one. I didn't watch those because those aren't great. Um, I rewatched those. I rewatched Man of Steel very recently, and I think Man of Steel is still good. Don't get me wrong. I know there's a lot of like Snyder fans and Snyder Bros out there. I'm not the biggest fan of Snyder, but I do still think that Man of Steel is a good movie, and I think the Richard Donner, Christopher Reeve Superman movies are phenomenal. But man, this just kind of does it for me because a lot of what I've heard about this movie just before going in was that this feels like a comic book. This is the most comic booky movie ever, and I don't think that does it justice. There's somebody on Twitter said this, and I think it just perfectly encapsulates it. This movie feels like if you were to go into a comic book store, open a Superman comic, read through the comic, and close it, and be excited about what happens next. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're transported into the world of a comic book. Everything is bright, colorful. It's a very silly movie, but it feels like a comic book. At heart, at its core, it is just a comic book movie. It does a really good job at balancing, these action scenes and these funny moments, these lighthearted moments with an emotional core. With its emotion, I mean. And granted, some of those jokes might go a bit over the top or a bit overboard or whatnot, but they didn't take away from the movie for me at all, right? It's just a the Superman movie that we needed. It's a movie that we needed at this point where the world is just such a not great place, a not kind place. You go into this movie and you come out of it and you want to be a better person. That's what I love about Superman as a character. He's a character that inspires. He's a character that makes you want to believe in the best of humanity because together, when we're, actually just good, humans, we as humanity can do so much good in the world. That's what I love about Superman. And this movie just brings that, just, it's perfect in what it does. It brings that together amazingly. It's great, man. Um, I don't want to dive too much into not too much. I don't want to dive into spoilers at all because the movie technically isn't out yet. I went to the early access screening for Prime members and whatnot. Um, yeah, I think it's just be a bit broad, and we'll do another quick review at the end of the week. Um, the performances, I think, are another thing that I love about this movie. David Cornsweet is phenomenal. That's my Superman. Unironically, he might be my favorite Superman. I've only seen the movie once. I gotta watch it again before I make like a definitive decision on that. But he genuinely just embodies the character of Clark Kent and Superman and what that character stands for. Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, she is phenomenal. She is not just a damsel in distress, like some Loises in certain adaptations have been, or a Superman's just the side piece to Superman, just like she's there, whatnot. And I know not all Lois Lanes have been like that, but there's been a variety that or just like Lois is like such a just like a boring character. She's great in this movie. She gets things to do. She just probably I genuinely this is like definitive casting. I might actually just enjoy. I think I overall I think I might have enjoyed Lois just even more than Superman. Right? She was just phenomenal. And then man, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, you hate him so much. You just hate him, and you want to hate him. That's what makes him great. He sells that so well. His plans are so everything is just phenomenal. Right? His performance is evil and maniacal, and I love it. And then every other character from Jimmy Olsen, who is great, Mr. Terrific, Eddie Gathegi, is just phenomenal in that role. Some of my favorite moments in that movie come from him. There's a fight scene in that movie that's phenomenal. Is come from him. Every character, whether it be from the Guy Gardner and Hawk Girl, or the villains with the engineer, even the side characters from the Daily Bugle or Pa and Ma Kent, right? All those characters are casted to perfection and performed. The performance is so good. The action sequences are phenomenal. The camera was doing things I didn't even know a camera could do. Like the wide angle lenses were just phenomenal. Seeing it on IMAX was great. And James Gunn has kind of just nailed flying at this point. Between Guardians and this, he just knows how to make a good flight sequence and blend it with action, as well as the music. Oh my god, the music is phenomenal, especially using John Williams' Superman theme, which is probably the most iconic theme in media, just in general, up there with like Star Wars and whatnot. And they use that, but at the same time, they also make it its own thing. There's this the first fight scene and the first flight sequence, sorry, and some other moments in this movie that use that score, but also make it its own thing. It's genuinely some of my favorite songs. If you go on Spotify, I think the score is actually up there. There are two songs. There's a song called Last Sun and Look Up. Both of those use the Superman theme motif to perfection. It's phenomenal. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I definitely didn't talk about, that I definitely didn't touch on, that I'm forgetting. I'll talk about that later this week in the spoiler review. But yeah, I would highly recommend you go out and see this movie, biggest screen you can find, or just any movie screen. At the moment, I'll say it. Like I said, I don't want to be too definitive, but at the moment, I'm coming out of this thinking it's my favorite Superman movie. It's a movie that left a smile on my face. Just made me happy, made me want to be a better person. There's a variety of things in this movie that are surprising, some cameos in there that are really cool. And yeah, just highly recommend it. James Gunn and everybody from the score and VFX and stunts and production design and whatnot. Everybody just did a phenomenal job, and the actors as well. Phenomenal job. And it makes me excited for the future. I cannot wait to see what's next. It's 11 p.m. I'm going to stop it here. Thank you for watching. See ya. Bye.